Alright guys, so one of the biggest things when you're checking out people's gear is me personally, I always like to see what people use for their kitchen out on the trail, as far as stove, as far as cookware, how much they bring, what are their caveats to their setup, or things they like about it, things they don't like about it. Just kind of interested to see what everybody else's setup is. I want today to tell you simply about what my setup is, and honestly, the more I research into it, this is a very popular setup. I did not realize it this much. So today I'm going to tell you about my stove. This is Southern Hike. I'm Taylor, and thank you for joining. So guys, as we always talk about, one of the biggest things is cutting weight where you can. So when I first started backpacking years ago, I had a JetBoil setup. It was is it the Flash or Crash? I think it's the Flash. It worked great. It's a good setup for someone new that's getting into backpacking. It's a little bit bulky, a little bit heavier, but it's like an all-in-one package. It works really well. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and it just does a pretty good job. But once you get more advanced, you're trying to find a way to cut weight, trying to find a way to cut down on how much room you're taking up in your pack, and you kind of want to venture into something that will suit you more and still meet your needs, but also get the job done, especially if you got dehydrated meals and you're just trying to rehydrate them. Now, there's a lot of guys out there, like I think about the Shield brothers, they spend a lot of time actually making really good meals out on the trail. But if you're not into that like me, you just want something simple that gets the job done when you're out on the trail and still bring snacks and have a good time, this is my setup. So first thing is the MSR Pocket Rocket. This is the Pocket Rocket 2. This has been a really good setup. I've been using this for, I'd say at least a couple years now. This is a very simple one. I'll make sure to link all these below, but this is done really well. You do have to have a lighter, so we'll say this is important too, to bring like a small big lighter or matches if you're into doing that too. You can get one, I can't remember what they call it, but you can get one that actually has a piezo igniter on it, and that one I've heard works pretty well too. So that is my stove burner there, and just goes with your canister, if I can get it back into the box. Second thing, the Tokes pot. Now this is the titanium pot. They make an ultralight version. They all seem to say that. This is the 650 milliliter. I found that this one will do over 2 cups, has a little bit of extra room. I know with like peak refuel, you don't have to have 2 cups of water, but with Mountain House you do. So I kind of like to have something that's a little bit more versatile. I would like to actually step down to the 550. I know some people that use that one. I'm actually probably gonna order that one pretty soon, just to cut even more room and weight. And because I don't buy much Mountain House anymore, to be honest. I kind of go to a little bit more expensive meals. They do pretty well, but not everybody's like that. So a 650, and I think they make a 750 also. This is super light. I'll make sure to put all the weights below as I go through each one of these, but this is a super light one, and then my MSR will fit right into it. My Pocket Rocket will fit right into it, and then it's a simple get up to go together. It works really well, and then also my big lighter. Now, third thing, this is another item by Tokes. This is their Ultralight titanium spoon. This is a long spoon, so it works good for going in your bag. It's not a fork, so it's spork, so it doesn't have like teeth on the bottom. I don't have anything I actually eat that needs that to have that on there. It can dig this easily out of any kind of dehydrated bag. It works well, or even a small pot if I've got like instant potatoes or something like that I'm trying to dig out. So this is super light. Again, I'll leave the numbers on the bottom, but this is a super light option, and it goes really well with my kit. So guys, that is it. Yeah, that's it. That is honestly my setup. It works really well. I've been using it on a lot of trips. It doesn't take up a lot of room. Actually, if you watched my previous video about the new Outdoor Vital Satellite backpack, I'll make sure to link it above. It will actually go into one of the side pouches, so I'm excited about that. I'm about to do a late winter pack, show you my setup in a video, so make sure if you're new here, subscribe to that if you'd like to see it. I'm gonna kind of break down of what, for me in the fall, we're actually doing a couple trips here in the Southeast. We definitely don't have winters like everybody else does out west. But it's pretty cold. It's gonna be down in the 20s and 30s, so I just want to show what I usually carry on that type of setup. I'm still working kind of budget friendly. There's some gear I do want to upgrade, but this actually works pretty well. I sleep pretty hot, so it's not a big deal for me. But anyways, that is my kit. I've been using it for a while now. Let us know in the comments what kit you use, or if you use something similar to this, what works well for you. I have found that I really like this setup, and just want to tell everybody again how it works well for me. I also am going to do another video with the Pocket Rocket. This is the MSR Pocket Rocket, comparing it to the Ultralight. I think it's the BSR. I don't know where there's all these acronyms for different companies that make these different ones. There's GSR also. So they make an ultralight version. It's actually a Japanese company, but I've heard a lot of yes and no's about that burner. But I want to kind of do a comparison and talk about weight and, you know, durability of how they look. It's actually like less than half the price for that BSR setup. So I'd like to do a video and just talk about what I think about it. And I'm actually going to bring it out on a couple trips and see how it does. And just curious to see if it's a viable option, especially since it drops more weight, and then we can kind of talk about if it's worth it or not. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We got a bunch of trips coming up I'm excited to share with y'all, and we're gonna try out some new gear. I've also just bought a new tent, so we'll be talking about that in another video. It's more of a ultralight, but it's gonna have like a 2.5 basically, because me and Rachel go a lot together, so it's important we have a tent that will carry both of us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe below and hit the bell. We try to do a video every Tuesday. This video is on Wednesday. I'm a day behind this week. We got a lot going on. It's preparing for some trips. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit the like button below. And guys, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.